You know what's interesting about YouTube is it's become this place where you have to create something really special and you have to put a lot of work into it, and you have to make sure the packaging is right, that the intro is good and the hook is good, and that within the first 30 seconds of the video you know exactly what it's about, exactly what you're going to get out of it. The viewer knows why they're there. And I get it because, nobody wants to waste their time. Everybody's time is valuable to them because that's really the only thing that any of us have. But I sometimes forget that it doesn't have to be that way, especially where I'm at right now in this place where, I'm still figuring things out. I have 460 subs. It's just raw right now. We're just figuring things out. And I forget that in this place, you can do this anytime on YouTube, but especially right now, the consequences are so low. YouTube can also just be a platform for communication. And normally, I think we don't see it that way because it's an education or entertainment platform, but it can also just be a place for people to get on and share their thoughts. And today I just wanted to hop on here and just riff for a sec because I had a comment from one of my biggest supporters, Sam, who had just encouraged me to make a video for, just click record and just roll for a couple of minutes. And, I turned on the camera just barely with absolutely nothing in mind of what I wanted to say. I gave it a sec to let it come to me. And this is what I want to talk about. And today, I think the thing that I want to share, the thing that's on my mind is two things. First is the importance of getting yourself into a different environment, and into an environment that you wouldn't regularly put yourself in, because I think that's where some of your greatest inspiration comes. And I don't just mean an uncomfortable environment like outside of your home, but I mean doing something that you wouldn't regularly do, like on a day-to-day basis. So not like go to one gym, now you're in a different place because you're traveling and you go to a gym again. But more of the sense of like, say you go to the gym every day and run on the treadmill, change it up and go run on a trail. Or if you run on a trail every day, change it up and go run on the treadmill. And this doesn't have to do with running. I think it just comes to mind because, I've been training lately. But I think something that is coming to me and something that I'm thinking about and something that I hope I can get through is that I think we often look for inspiration in the places that we think we're going to find them. So, for example, like if I'm inspired by, so let's just say Mr. Beast, because he's the biggest YouTuber on the platform right now. And I want to make a video like Mr. Beast. I'm probably going to watch Mr. Beast videos. But the thing is, Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. And even if somebody tries to be Mr. Beast, nobody's going to be him more than he can be himself, because he's doing what he's good at. That's his unfair advantage, is that he's just doing the thing. And that's what's made him Mr. Beast and the beast of the platform. But if we can all do that for ourselves, if we can all try to walk our own path and, put ourselves in, and, I don't, when I say that, I don't even mean like, for some of us that might come more naturally. I think for me right now, I'm saying that because I'm in this place where, I'm 25 years old. I have a wife who's out of the country right now, on a trip with her family, with, doing like a little girls trip. And so I'm here alone and I have absolutely nothing that I need to do other than get some work done and figure out what YouTube videos I need to make. And so I have like a lot of freedom to figure out like which direction I want to take my day and what type of videos I want to make. But, it's hard in the sense where, and this might sound, this might sound like I'm like complaining. I hope it doesn't come off in like a negative way. But when I was in school, when I was younger, and, especially like, all throughout my life, but especially in high school, I just couldn't wait to get out of school. And then I got out of school and realized that the boredom that I had during school force my mind to focus on what I really, really, truly wanted at the heart. Because my mind would think, man, if I could do anything right now, this is what I would be doing. And what that thing was for me was always, I want to be making videos like Sam Colder or like Matt Como. And I want to pick up my camera and I want to travel and I want to go get the coolest shots in the whole world. And I want to do that with the people that I love, and I want to catch every cool sunset and see every cool waterfall and eat the best meals. Like, I thought about these things and I dreamed of nothing more than those things. I didn't even dream up to the point of having brand deals and working with brands and getting paid for photo and video. Like, that wasn't even a part of the vision. I just wanted that to be my life. And if I could make money some other way, that's brilliant. That's beautiful. So the fact that now I'm in a place where I am making money that way through photo and video is already beyond what I thought I was going to be able to do. But the interesting contrast that I'm facing now is it's a lot harder to find that raw inspiration. Now, if I look back when I was younger and I felt so alive and I felt like everything I wanted to create was going to be really, really good, and I put a lot of heart and energy and thought into everything, and I acted on inspiration. This was all coming from a place of me being bored and thinking about what I really, really wanted more than being bored in that moment. But now it's interesting where it's my job to create these good ideas and to go do these cool things and to capture them and to make them look good. And it seems so much harder to find that inspiration. And I think that's because I don't have anything to really relate it to, if that makes sense. Like, I think a lot of times art is created out of a significant amount of love or hate. And when you're in this place where you don't really love or hate anything, it's just kind of life, then it's really hard to be inspired. Now, you do have situations like this, like what I'm in right now, which is that, there are seasons that are hard. Like, there are seasons where you don't know where your next dollar is coming from. There are seasons where you're making a YouTube video every single day for 90 days or something of the equivalent, something that takes all of your energy, all of your time, all of your focus and thought. And, in those seasons, you still have inspiration that comes, but in different forms than maybe you might have thought. So I guess really where I'm going with this thought is, as counterintuitive as it seems, do something that you don't want to do. And don't do it because you want to find inspiration, but do it because you believe inspiration will come to you in those moments. Because I think that the principle is still true. Kind of like right now, if I'm sitting here trying to find inspiration, I don't know if I'm going to find it. And if you go do something you don't want to do and you're looking for inspiration, you probably won't find it. But if you go and do something you don't want to do, and you just do that thing and you focus on that thing, then your mind will start to wander on its own. Even if you try to keep it back on track and you try to focus on that thing again, your mind's naturally going to wander to those things that you were inspired by. Because each of us are inspired by things every single day. But we have to chisel out all of the things that are trying to grab our attention and all of the things that are on our mind and on our schedule, and get down to the bare bones of what's actually inspiring us. And personally, I think the best way to do that is to try to find ourselves in a situation of boredom, or in this place where our mind has nothing else to do but to dream. And I think if we can do that, and if we can focus in on and lean into the things that have inspired us or have had a big impact on us in the past, then I think that's where we're going to tap into our best potential. And videos, the second thing that I want to talk about is doing something that you never would do. And I don't mean in this case, I don't mean like boredom. And this is where I wish Sam didn't make that comment and ask me to just keep rolling so I could cut that out, because I don't want to confuse you. But let me rephrase that. I guess what I'm saying is, do something that honestly, it's like 3:30 a.m. and I've shot 2 videos today, and my brain is just empty right now. Like, when I started that thought, it was like, I was stoked about it. Like, I was so excited to finish that sentence, but then the sentence started going in a place I didn't want it to go. I wanted to reframe that. And now I don't even remember what I was talking about, because I wanted to, restart my thought. And then I thought about how I'm not going to be able to cut that out because I wanted to just roll it. And now I'm here. Like, I just got stuck in like between 500 thoughts, and now I don't even remember what I wanted to say. But I think it was going to be along the lines of, I am a perfectionist, and I've always only done things when they are meeting my standard, which is very, very high. Right now, I'm making a YouTube video every single day, and I don't have the ability to create things to my standard and to post things on my standard. Like, my thumbnails for the last 30 days, horrendous. Like, there's something called a CTR when making YouTube videos, when you're looking at your analytics, and it stands for click-through rate. And they say that a good click-through rate is between 5 and 10% or more. Most of my videos get like 0.4 to 2% click-through on the high end. So my thumbnails, my packaging is bad. Like, I am not doing this thing very well. And I would love to improve on these things, but there are so many other micro things that I'm learning that I need to do as well that are taking my attention, like this. Getting used to publishing and posting when it's not good, and getting used to talking to the camera and being raw and being more of myself. And I think I'm in a much better place than I was a while ago, but I still am nowhere close to who I really am and how I can actually be if we were just talking face to face. So I guess where I wanted to go with that second thought was that swinging the pendulum the other way. If you are a perfectionist, try committing yourself to doing something that would encourage you to try not being a perfectionist, to try being raw and scrappy, and make sure that it's something like this, like these YouTube videos, where even if you wanted to be perfect and even if you wanted to crush it, there is just not enough time for you to do that. Try that out, and I'm sure many things will come from it. And I don't know what those things are. Honestly, for me, I don't even know what the things are that are coming to me, other than, just exposure therapy, swinging the pendulum the other way, having more compassion with other people, with other content, and realizing that a lot of people can make really good content with not a lot of time. Because for me, I think the way I've always thought about it is, it doesn't matter how long it took you. All it matters is if it's good or not. And I still believe that. I still believe that, like, it's worth putting all of your time and effort into something that's going to be good, rather than trying to do it halfway and knowing that you could have done better. But I just have a lot more compassion all around, and it's just been a really interesting couple of weeks. So, overall, like, to put it into a nutshell, I think the image that I'm trying to get across in the world that I'm trying to paint for you is that there is a world where you can be an artist, where you can be an entrepreneur, where you can be anything that you want to be. And I don't mean like politically correctness, choosing what you want to be, he, her, that any of that stuff. Like, I mean, like, anything that you could want to do, anything that you could want to accomplish, whether you want it to be your job or not, whether you want to get paid for it or not, I believe that you can have your hand at that thing. And that if this is the only life that we're granted, and we don't know how it's going to work, and we're not promised tomorrow, and people say that and you think it's cliche, but it's just true. Like, we really aren't always promised tomorrow. We're never promised tomorrow. And it sounds easy, but it's just true. And if we can live a life asking ourselves, like, would I regret not doing this, or would I regret doing this? It can just change a lot of things. And I know that each of us have something inside of us that has something to bring to the table. And that could be being a good father. That could be creating something special to put on YouTube that impacts a lot of people. I don't know if it's the scale that matters as much as it is the impact, but I think the biggest way to create that impact is to put yourself in these situations where you're just, like I said, chiseled down to the wire, chiseled down to, like, what is it that inspires you, and just try to go after that thing. And if you're a perfectionist, try to create without perfectionism. And if you're not, then try to go the extra mile and put some extra effort into your content. And I think if everyone in the world did that for just a day, there would be a lot more compassion, a lot more help, a lot more understanding. And I'm sure it wouldn't last long, but it would be very impactful. So if I can just use this platform today to share something and to connect with you guys, the audience, and my friends and my family and the people who support me and the people who I want to support, I just want to say that people might tell you that you're too much of this or too much of that, or you think too much this way or not enough this way. But the only way that the world is going to get you and what you can bring to the table is if you are yourself. And I don't mean don't learn from what people have to say. Don't steer away from taking constructive criticism. That's not at all what I'm trying to say, because I think all this can make improvements. But I think that there are ways that we think that if we allowed other people to take that from us, then the world would suffer. And I think the same is true from the person that you don't agree with, that we need to try to not take those things away from them. I think I can boil it all down to give yourself permission to be yourself and allow others to do the same. And if we can do that, I think life will be a lot easier and a lot more beautiful. So that's a thought that I want to leave with you tonight. Definitely wasn't 3 minutes long, but I didn't cut out a single thing. And I had the opportunity to just share something that was on my mind, even if it was a little bit messy. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you even more if you made it this far. You are seriously a real one, and you were just here for the conversation and to just hear me stumble. So you're a legend if you made it this far. Not even going to ask you to subscribe because you've already done more than I could have asked. So thanks for being here. I'll bring something a little more special to you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you then.